About 200 million people live in Brazil, and many of them have a mixture of South American, Portuguese, and African ancestors. With the country celebrating its 197 years of independence, here are a few fascinating facts about Brazil. The official name of Brazil is República Federativa do Brasil, or the Federative Republic of Brazil. The capital of Brazil is Brasília, which has a population of 4.2 million people, and it is the fourth largest city in Brazil. Brasília, the country's current capital, took less than 4 years, just 41 months to build, from 1956 to 1960, before that Rio had been the capital for the past 197 years. Brasília appears like an aeroplane from above. Oscar Niemeyer, who was the chief architect of Brasília's public structures, has planned more than 500 structures, most of which can be found in Brazil. The Cathedral of Brasília is one of his most famous creations. Portuguese is the language which is spoken predominantly all over the country. Most of the people follow Christianity in Brazil. Did you know that Brazil is the single Portuguese-speaking country in South America? Brazil was populated mainly by semi-nomadic tribes before the arrival of the colonialists. The land was claimed by Portuguese, and they founded the colony in the year 1532. By the 17th century, sugar cane was the chief export commodity, and the slave trade made many Africans slaves to the nation. The Brazilian gold rush brought many fortune seekers to Brazil. In the year 1822, Brazil announced independence from Portugal, although independence was officially confirmed by the Portuguese 3 years later. Brazil was ruled by various Brazilian emperors until 1889, when it was finally declared a republic nation. São Vicente, near São Paulo, is the oldest city in Brazil, and was Portugal's first permanent settlement in America. Established in the year of 1532, it is also the birthplace of famous footballer, Robinho. Brazil is located on the South American landmass. It is also regarded as a Latin American country. Brazil shares its border with various other South American countries, except for Chile and Ecuador. All the countries of the European Union could fit twice into it. Brazil is slightly smaller than the USA. Brazil is South America's biggest and the world's fifth largest country. The country comprises 3 time zones, as it is also the largest country in the Southern Hemisphere, and is bigger than the size of Australia, which is 7.692 million kilometers square. Brazil is also the country with the 5th largest population in the world, coming right behind China, India, the USA and Indonesia. The Amazon River is the world's 2nd longest river, and largest river by volume of water released. Around 209,000 cubic meters of water flows into the Atlantic Ocean per second, which is more than the next 7 largest rivers combined, and is sufficient to fill Lake Baikal, the world's deepest lake, in less than 4 years. The river flows through several countries like Peru, Colombia and enters the Atlantic Ocean in Brazil. 60% of the total world rainforests are located in Brazil. The rainforest of the Amazon River is the largest rainforest in the world. According to various reports, there are at least 70 unknown tribes in the Brazilian Amazon. The city of Manaus is located in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, but is home to more than 2.5 million people. Rubber made this city South America's richest city in the late 1800s, and lured many wealthy Europeans here. Brazil's highest mountain is the Pico de Neblina. As it is always shrouded in clouds, the mountain was not discovered until 1950, and was first ascended in the year of 1965, 12 years after Everest. Brazil is the only country on the planet where the equator and the Tropic of Capricorn move through the country. The world's largest tropical wetland, Pantanal, is situated in Brazil. The largest waterfall system, Iguazu Falls, which has over 270 waterfalls, is located on the border of Brazil and Argentina. In general, Brazil is a year-round destination, with temperature rarely dipping below 20 degrees Celsius, apart from in the mountains and southern regions. The climate varies from hot and dry in the arid interior to humid and sticky in the tropical rain forests of the Amazon jungle. The most famous landmark in Brazil is located in Rio de Janeiro. The statue of Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro was regarded as the new Seven Wonders of the World in the year 2007. The statue was damaged by a lightning strike in the year 2014. Most Brazilians, about 83% of the whole population, live in urban areas, mainly along the Atlantic coast and in the major cities. The biggest cities in Brazil are São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro and Brasília. São Paulo witnesses the world's worst traffic jams. The city also has the largest GDP than any country in the Southern Hemisphere. Brazil has a total of 21 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The most famous of them is the Agaçu National Park, which is the home to one of the world's largest and most impressive waterfalls. There are about 1.5 to 2.5 million Brazilians who are of Japanese descent. Many settlers brought with them seedlings of cherry trees, because of that cherry blossoms can be witnessed outside homes in São Paulo and in public parks in Curitiba. Around 6.4 million travelers visit Brazil every year. The Brazilian cities are known for the large favelas, the housing areas where the poor people live. The northern parts of Brazil are the least populated area. Brazil is known for its lively and energetic atmosphere during Carnival time, starting on the Friday before Ash Wednesday. Carnaval do Brasil is organized in many cities such as Salvador and Rio de Janeiro. Another famous festival of Brazil is Festa Junina, in which Brazilians celebrated the rural life with their typical clothes, food and dances. Buildings are decorated with colored flags and balloons. Other Brazilian festivals are Oktoberfest, which is usually celebrated in the month of October, and Festival da Cachaça, which is dedicated to cachaça, the national liquor made from the sugar cane. Brazil is the 12th largest economy in the world. The country belongs to the BRICS nations, which include countries like Russia, India, China and South Africa. The main agricultural commodities of Brazil include coffee, soybeans, wheat, corn and sugar cane. Brazil is the world's biggest exporter of coffee, soybean and beef. Around 1/3 of the country is agricultural land, however, roughly 10 of all Brazilians work in the agricultural sector. The unemployment rate in Brazil stands at 12%, and about 4% live in extremely poor circumstances. The largest trading partners of Brazil are China, the USA and Argentina. Brazil has more than 4,000 airports, which is more than any other country, except the United States of America, which has remarkable 13,513 airports. The people in Brazil love being outdoors. The most popular sports are soccer, volleyball, mixed martial arts, basketball, tennis and water sports. The South American country hosted the Soccer World Cup in the year 2014. Brazil won the World Cup 5 times in 1958, 1962, 1970, 1994 and 2002, and it has participated in all the tournaments since the beginning. Brazil also hosted the last Summer Olympic Games in the year 2016. The 16th Olympiad in Rio was the first ever Olympic Games, organized on any South American continent. More 10,000 athletes from 206 countries took part in these summer sports games. Did you know that, according to IBOP, Brazilians spent more than 5 hours watching TV? Some of the famous TV channels are Rede Globo, Rede Record and many more. The Brazilian soap operas are famous, and are very reputed around the world, being one of the shows with higher audience in the country. Brazil's national animal is the jaguar. Brazil is home to many other captivating mammals, such as armadillos, tapirs and pumas. The Amazon River is home to many fish species, including piranha. The national bird of Brazil is macaw. The bright toucans with their big horned beaks can also be seen in Brazil. Brazilians love eating fresh fruits and vegetables such as okra, coconut corn and beans. Many popular dishes contain beans, rice or manioc flour. The most famous dish in Brazil is probably the feijoada, a bean stew made with pork and rice. Brazil is regarded as Latin America's technology leader. According to statistics, around 58% of Brazil's population has internet access, and over 100 million people use smartphones. In the year 2017, Facebook launched its first-ever innovation center called Hackstation, in São Paulo. It supports entrepreneurship in the local ecosystem by offering free programming and entrepreneurship-related training to young students, professionals, and small and medium-sized businesses. So this was all about Brazil, the largest country of Latin America. Do like, share and subscribe to our channel Explified.